excited today because I get to moderate Advanced Shells 2. I'm gonna go ahead and load it up. They requested that I moderate it, and I'm really excited about this because I really like the first Advanced Shells, and I'm always down for a sequel. All right, let's go, man. I want to play. I want to play some Shell. Oh wait, you know what? Before we do, let's remember hand warm up. I always forget it, and it's important. How's your night? It's Friday. That's a good day. What's the difference between Thumb Shredder and summon sprites? If there are no sprites around to summon, they may not be summoned. Right? Like there needs to be one on the screen in the first place to summon it, whereas Thumb Shredder will create one out of thin air. That's the main difference. Okay. Whoop. Well, we're in here. 2. This is fun. Woo! Oh, wrong way. No. All right, well, this is really sweet so far. I have zero complaints. I'm just excited to play. I like this background. It's kind of like muted. It's minimal. There's not a lot of like graphic. It's just a nice like texture. Like it's obviously hills, but it's like very. It's like the stuff that Bob Ross paints in front of. I would be more than happy to moderate your hack. I am. That's all in a day's work. Can't really do much playtesting. There are other options for that. I just kind of don't. I know you're not asking for that, but I just kind of don't. I don't have the time or the capacity to promise that I'd be able to do something and then, whoops, not be able to do it. I don't want to. I would, I'd rather just like say sorry I can't do it than be like yeah and then actually not be able to. But I would be more than happy to moderate. I appreciate having a steady supply of cool hacks to play from the community, and I recognize very much that as a Kaizo streamer, a lot of my content is the work of other people, and I would like to give back to the community how I can. Moderating hacks is one way to do that. You really got to get out to the right there. I get what I'm doing there, it's just hard to line that up. I've noticed a lot of up-and-coming shell hacks have started to make the difference, which I think is cool, but it's something I have to, like, remember. Have started to make the distinction between whether or not you fast throw or slow throw a shell, which has, up until now, never really mattered too much. Like, people didn't really, like, build setups that favored or didn't favor that particular approach. But now they are, and I think that's interesting. Don't say ever. Shell stuff is tricky, but it's one of those things that you build up gradually over time. Just like a lot of, just like a lot of things, there's like, what I'm doing is just a lot of fundamentals, but really well, and very quickly. But if you slow it down, the skills to do this kind of thing can be learned and kind of mastered without needing to do it like this. It's just gradual progress, that's all. Dang. Yo, what's up, Trainer? He is advanced comfy. Advanced comfy 2. You know what? Talking about this stuff like looking really impressive and being really difficult and stuff, I'll tell you one thing. You want to know kind of a secret? At least in my... It's not really a secret, but it kind of is. Like, at least in my technique, is I'm actually not pressing the buttons as much as you might think I am. Like, it's not all just like, like real fast on the buttons. In fact, most of the time I'm just kind of floating. I'm actually exerting, like, less control over Mario than you might think. Like, if Mario were a vehicle, I'm not, like, jerking the steering wheel around all over the place while I'm playing. Okay. You know, I'm not like, like all over the road. I'm just kind of like, push, push, push up there, push. It's kind of like little pushes. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. What's up, Cat Adjacent? You can be adjacent to also Mallow today. Like, it's more just like, it's honestly, it's more like bopping a balloon around. You know, you ever just sit around and just like balloon volleyball with a little balloon filled with air? It's more like bopping a balloon around than it is like driving a damn vehicle or doing a lot of fast stuff. It's a lot of pushes, just little bump. It's just that I know exactly when and where and how much to push. So it looks like everything's happening really quickly. And it is, but what's actually happening is like not. Yeah, it's lots of neutral. It's lots of just kind of neutral and one input right when you need it. And that goes for many games, really. Not all, but many. Yeah, it could be like music or like curling or something. It's much more about deliberation than speed. And I think a lot of things that you do very fast are like that under the hood. You know, musical instruments, guitar, Rubik's Cube, you know, you name it. Like, it's more deliberation than it is like speed is just what happens when you can do the deliberation accurately enough. Like, that whole time, when I turn left there, I'm pretty much neutral. Like, on the D-pad that whole time. Right here, I don't need to be neutral there. Ah. Would I ever make my own hack? I've made many of my own hacks already. Breakfast Kaizo 1 and 2. Search for salmon. Various dragons, plus the 2 extra dragons. Return to Subcon. And I'm working on Return to Subcon 2. Yep, search for salmon. That was me. Oh, and Thumb Shredder. And Thumb Shredder's dad. Shell jumps eventually are kind of like, they start out being a very hard trick, and just to do one is quite a thing. And then after a while they become what they are, which is foundational, right? You know, just kind of like, you know, like an ollie. At first it's like, the trick itself is just to get the damn skateboard to ollie, and then after that it's foundational to many other things. The sense of difficulty of the trick scales with muscle memory for it. Also, sorry about your glasses. That sucks. That sounded kind of offhand. I mean that. You know who else is? Mallow. Besides that jump. Let's go. Oh. Good. Got the move. Fun level. Okay, fun level. Man, all right. Damn. I had thought this hack would maybe be like a, I don't know, 4 or 5 maybe a 5. This is a 6 or a 7. This is a tough game.